Marika Despina. Hopefully I've pronounced your name correctly, Marika. Now, we have 5 minutes with you. You are joining us by phone. My apologies, I will probably butt in at some point just because you probably can't see us, and to let you know how you're going with your time. So we have you for 5 minutes. Your submission has been read and we are in your hands. Welcome.
Okay, thank you. And so sorry, I totally didn't know the Wi-Fi wouldn't work where I am. So basically, I also am, well, I'm Marika, obviously, Christensen, and you read my submission. And so basically what I'm going to say is basically a verbal part of that to go with it and hear it in person. So I also am from Families for Justice and Real Advocacy Matters as well, and I didn't put submissions on behalf of them because it would have taken too long to do everything. So I just did a personal one. I have worked with multiple cases and people going through the system, and what concerns me about this bill is that, one, like I mentioned, there is no mention of the parents at all, as if parents don't even exist in a child's life, and that is a serious problem because a child's identity and everything comes from their whakapapa and everything, and their, you know, heritage and their genealogy and their family blood and everything like that. So a child must have their parents in their life. So it concerns me that this bill particularly seems to be only for people that are associates of Oranga Tamariki and the actual system and the Crown, which is not for the people or for the children at all. That concerns me. The other thing that really concerns me is that the bill is actually suggesting, and if this goes through, I mean, I can tell you there would be a hell of a lot of protesting going on, because you're basically taking the only voice that the children do have, which isn't even a good one at this point, of the Children's Commissioner, because if there is that issue that he's supposedly not dependent because he has some sort of responsibility to Oranga Tamariki, well, he's a Children's Commissioner, so simply all that needs to be done is make his role as the Children's Commissioner and not be liable to Oranga Tamariki, which I can't imagine why on earth he is in the first place. The system that that's being proposed in this bill has absolutely no formula, no process, nothing. So it's literally, to me, just another way of putting a Band-Aid on and pretending that something is being done for the children in the system when it is not. So it's from everything that I read, and I read everything several times, the bill, and each time it seemed worse and worse and worse. If the children don't have a voice and the parents don't have a way to get a voice for the children through the Children's Commissioner, who is going to be these people that speak for the children? Because this new system in the bill has nothing to do with the children. They don't get to have a say. They don't get to voice anything. The parents don't get to have a say or voice anything. And like I said, there's no process on how someone gets this process done to have Oranga Tamariki audited. And again, the process of actually auditing the place is not something where you go, hey, Oranga Tamariki, we're going to come and audit you now. That's not the way an audit works on doing any audit. And I know because I was in management in Apple, and Apple would come over from America on the spot. They would tell us there was an audit going to be happening, but they're not going to tell us when. So it is not going to be factual or realistic if Oranga Tamariki is given, we're going to audit you on blah, 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 and let the staff know, which is what I put in my submission, because you're not going to see what they're doing wrong because they're prepared for it. And in saying that as well, the process, there is no process in the way that it says that only, I think it was the commissioner or whatever of this Children's Commission that can initiate one of these investigations into Oranga Tamariki, but it has no mention of how that gets to that process, because what, are they just going to randomly go and do an audit to see if they're doing things right, or are they got some concerns about particular people and how they're being dealt with.
Sorry, Marika, we've got some questions. Did you want to take questions, or would you prefer to continue?
Yep, that's fine, that's fine.
Great, okay. We have a question from Karen.
Yeah, so what I'm hearing, and just making sure I'm hearing it right from a lot of submitters, is there's more work to be done on this. So, like, I mean, in an ideal world, we wouldn't need this bill, because OT would run smoothly and there would be no complaints about the processes involved. But I'm hearing that the quality control of performance around staff is an issue as well, and that this bill doesn't really give assurances that concerns will be heard, and there's a lot more work to be done. And I am hearing you when it comes to just not being heard, and that the Children's Commissioner is important. But I just wanted to make sure that you know we're hearing you.
Yes, essentially that's what I'm saying, and not, and obviously we know the importance of Māori and their whakapapa, and essentially all people of the land, same whakapapa and everything like that. I mean, we've got Indians, we've got Asians, you know, all people that have come to New Zealand, and there is no respect for their whakapapa. I personally as well have experienced this, and obviously I have children in OT, and my situation's similar to Wendy. I'm in the process of a settlement claim because of their abuse and breaches, and that's only the beginning. But it is true, they lie with things. They said that I was a methamphetamine addict, and I didn't even know what methamphetamine was. And the fact that as well with the other thing about this bill is what you probably don't realise is, have you ever tried to go to the Ombudsman? It took me 2 years just to get a case number from the Ombudsman. It's taken me a year to get a case manager. So how many more years before my investigation is even on the process to be investigated after the Privacy Commission has done their one in 6 months? The Ombudsman is not. Yeah.
Marika, unfortunately we're now at time, but you've made your point really well, and your submission is very clear, and you've spoken really well to your submission as well.
Yeah, my submission says it all really.
Yeah, so
but I just wanted,
just wanted to thank you, and if you were reading from notes, it would be useful if you could send those to us as well, which just adds for fullness for the record.
Sure, yeah. So basically, I just think, if obviously,
Marita, I'm sorry, we are out of time. We do now have to go, but we have heard you. So thank you for coming before us today. Ka kite.